Love is not failing because people have too many choices. It is failing because many people no longer know how to build a real connection. They chase excitement but avoid commitment. They ask for honesty but fear hearing the truth. They say they want forever, yet they run the moment things become hard. The strange part is that most people never see the real problem. They blame bad partners, bad luck, or modern dating. But what if the biggest enemy of your relationship is something much closer? What if it is the way you think, react, and protect yourself without even knowing it? Today, we're talking about the problem with modern relationships. Every day, we see couples break up, marriages fall apart, and people give up on love. Many believe it is because people have changed, social media has ruined romance, or no one wants commitment anymore. While those things play a part, they are not the whole story. Behind every unhealthy relationship is a pattern that most people never notice. It quietly shapes the way we choose partners, handle conflict, and respond to love. Until we understand that pattern, we will keep making the same mistakes with different people. By the end of this video, you will see why so many relationships struggle today, what is really happening beneath the surface, and how understanding a few simple ideas can completely change the way you see love. Subscribe to Varry Stories now and enjoy the problem with modern relationship as we journey ahead. One of the biggest problems in modern relationships is not a lack of love. It is a lack of emotional safety. Many people walk into a relationship hoping to be loved, but they also carry fear from the past. That fear quietly shapes every choice they make, even when they do not notice it. Think about how many times someone says, "I don't want to get hurt again." It sounds wise. It sounds like they are protecting themselves. But many times, that fear becomes a wall instead of a shield. They stop trusting. They stop opening up. They begin looking for signs that the other person will leave, lie, or disappoint them. Before long, they are fighting battles that have not even happened. This is why two people can truly care about each other and still end up unhappy. Imagine a couple named Daniel and Sarah. Daniel sends Sarah a message every morning before work. One day, he gets busy and forgets. Sarah sees that he was online but did not reply. Within minutes, her mind starts creating a story. He is losing interest. Maybe he is talking to someone else. Maybe I care more than he does. By the time Daniel finally replies hours later, Sarah is already upset. Daniel is confused because, in his mind, nothing happened. He was simply busy. Sarah believes he no longer cares. Daniel feels accused of something he never did. A small misunderstanding becomes a big argument. Was the real problem the late message? Not really. The real problem was the fear that filled the silence. This happens every day in relationships around the world. A delayed reply becomes rejection. A simple mistake becomes proof that someone does not care. One disagreement becomes evidence that the relationship is falling apart. The human brain does not like uncertainty. When it does not have answers, it often creates them. Sadly, those answers are usually based on fear instead of facts. Many people think they are reacting to what their partner is doing. In reality, they are reacting to what they believe their partner is doing. That is a huge difference. This hidden pattern affects almost everything in a relationship. Someone who fears rejection may become clingy because they need constant reassurance. Another person may do the opposite. Instead of getting close, they push people away before anyone has the chance to hurt them. From the outside, these two people look completely different. But deep inside, they are driven by the same fear. One says, "Please don't leave me." The other says, "I will leave first." Different actions, the same emotional wound. This is why many couples keep having the same argument over and over again. They think they are arguing about text messages, money, chores, or spending time together. But underneath those arguments is something much deeper. One person wants to feel important. The other wants to feel respected. One wants security. The other wants freedom. When those needs are not understood, both people feel unseen. The sad part is that most people blame their partner before they ever look at themselves. It is easier to say, "You made me feel this way." It is much harder to ask, "Why did this situation affect me so deeply?" That question changes everything. Healthy relationships are not built by two perfect people. They are built by two people who are willing to understand themselves as much as they try to understand each other. Think about your own relationships for a moment. Have you ever expected someone to read your mind instead of telling them how you felt? Have you ever stayed quiet because you hoped they would notice you were hurting? Have you ever assumed the worst before asking a simple question? If your answer is yes, you are not alone. Almost everyone has done these things at some point. They do not make you a bad partner. They make you human. But staying in those patterns for years can slowly damage even a good relationship. The truth is, love cannot heal every problem by itself. Love is powerful, but without trust, honest communication, and emotional maturity, even strong feelings begin to fade. That is why some couples who deeply love each other still break apart, while others who face many challenges stay together for decades. The difference is often not the amount of love they have. It is the way they respond when fear shows up. Once you understand that fear often speaks louder than love, you begin to see relationships in a completely different way. You stop asking, "Who is winning this argument?" and start asking, "What fear is hiding behind these words?" That single question opens the door to a deeper understanding of yourself and your partner. And once you can see the hidden pattern, you are finally ready to replace it with a healthier way of thinking. That mindset shift is where lasting relationships begin. If fear can slowly damage a relationship, then what is the answer? Many people believe they need to find the perfect partner. They think the right person will never disappoint them, never make mistakes, and always know exactly what to say. But no relationship works that way. Even the healthiest couples disagree. They misunderstand each other. They make mistakes. The difference is not that they have fewer problems. The difference is how they respond to those problems. A healthy relationship begins with a healthy mindset. Instead of asking, "How can I stop my partner from hurting me?" ask, "How can we solve problems together?" That small change completely changes the direction of a relationship. Think about it this way. Imagine your relationship is like two people rowing one boat. If one person starts rowing harder while the other rows in the opposite direction, the boat goes nowhere. Both people become tired. Both become frustrated. Eventually, they blame each other. But when both people agree on the same direction, even rough water becomes easier to cross. Relationships work the same way. When something goes wrong, many couples turn against each other instead of turning toward the problem. They argue to win instead of trying to understand. They listen so they can reply, not so they can learn. Real emotional maturity looks different. It means asking questions before making accusations. It means listening before judging. It means choosing honesty even when the truth feels uncomfortable. Imagine Sarah from the earlier example. Instead of saying, "You ignored me because you don't care," she could simply say, "When I didn't hear from you today, I felt worried. Can you help me understand what happened?" Notice the difference. The first response creates a fight. The second response starts a conversation. Daniel also has a choice. Instead of becoming defensive and saying, "You're always overthinking," he could answer, "I'm sorry I made you worry. Work became very busy today, but I should have sent a quick message." Now neither person is trying to win. Both are trying to understand. That is how trust grows. Trust is not built because two people never make mistakes. Trust is built because they know they can face mistakes together. Another mindset that changes everything is learning to separate facts from feelings. Feelings are real, but they are not always facts. You may feel ignored, but that does not always mean someone is ignoring you. You may feel unloved, but that does not always mean you are unloved. You may feel rejected, but that does not always mean someone is rejecting you. When we learn to pause before reacting, we give ourselves time to ask a better question. What do I know for sure? That simple question can prevent many unnecessary arguments. Healthy couples also understand that love is not only a feeling. It is a daily choice. Some days love feels exciting. Other days it feels ordinary. Some days your partner will make you smile. Other days they may disappoint you. The strength of a relationship is not measured by how happy you are on your best days. It is measured by how you treat each other on your hardest days. Respect matters more than winning. Kindness matters more than being right. Patience matters more than having the perfect answer. This does not mean accepting bad behavior. Trust must still be earned. Boundaries still matter. If someone repeatedly lies, manipulates, or refuses to change harmful behavior, love alone cannot fix that. A healthy relationship requires effort from both people. But many relationships never reach that point because they end too early over problems that could have been solved with honest communication. The strongest couples are not mind readers. They are good communicators. They ask questions. They admit when they are wrong. They forgive without keeping score. They grow together instead of trying to change each other into someone else. The truth is that modern relationships are not failing because love has disappeared. They are failing because many people were never taught how to handle fear, conflict, disappointment, and emotional pain in a healthy way. The good news is that these are skills, and skills can be learned. The next time you feel hurt by someone you love, pause for a moment before reacting. Ask yourself, am I responding to what is really happening, or am I responding to an old fear? That one question may save a conversation. It may save a relationship, and sometimes it may even change your life. The problem with modern relationships is not simply that people love less. It is that fear often speaks louder than love. But when two people choose understanding over assumptions, honesty over silence, and growth over pride, love has the chance to become stronger than fear. That is where healthy relationships truly begin.
And that is where our story ends for today.